Hey guys, Dom here, and today I've got another one of those custom card videos, but I've decided to kind of make my own little archetype with a few cards already in the game, and this would be the Combatant archetype. And the only change to the original game they'd need to make would be add the Combatant type to Champion of the Arena, so it'd be Orc, Vampire, and Combatant. But without further ado, let's have a look at what I've made. So, first of all, we have Eager Pittdog, a 2-cost 2/2 with Breakthrough, and at the end of your turn, it gains +1/+1 and battles a random enemy creature. See, this would be really powerful early on in the game and would probably dominate the board, helping you kind of remove what they summon. But later in the game, it will probably end up jumping at units that it has no chance to go up against. So the main theme with these kind of combatant cards are that all of their types will be, say, Nord, Imperial, Redguard, plus, and that plus will be combatant. And yeah, there's a lot of battle abilities, because I feel like, obviously, they spend their lives fighting in arenas that they would be battling. And it kind of gains that +1/+1 as like a kind of rush before a fight. And then obviously if he wins it, he keeps it in pride. And yeah, that's all I can really do to fib this card. Okay, so the next one we have is a bit of a weird one, and that is the Lucky, quote-unquote Lucky, Gambler, who is a Khajiit, which is 3-cost, 3/3, summon, choose a creature type, so you'd literally choose from any in the game. While this card's on the field, those creatures cost 1 less, so obviously in this, you'd bet on a Combatant, and then, oh yeah, look, because you've known the odds like this person does, they're cheaper, and they're actually kind of more efficient for you. Yeah, I'm trying to fib this in way too much, aren't I? It's just something I feel like not only would be nice for the Combatant archetype, but would be nice for obviously like full single type decks, like those ones which only have Khajiits. That's why I made it Khajiit, and because of the picture. And it would really kind of amplify those decks that use training grounds as well, as I'm quite a big fan of them. I use the skeleton training ground decks quite a bit, so yeah, seeing more of them would be awesome. Next, we have the two twin cards almost, the offense sparring partner and the defense sparring partner. So the offense sparring partner is a 4-cost 5/2 with breakthrough, which the first combatant you summon gains +2 and breakthrough. And, you know, that's quite a nice little buff. While defense is the same, the stats the other way around, has guard, and the first combatant you summon each turn gains 2 health and guard. It's just something to make your combatant units much stronger and has synergy with each other, really kind of reinforcing this idea of having a deck which is solely made through just this one type. What can I say? I mean, as it only hits the first unit that you summon each turn, and it has to be of that type, I wouldn't say these are broken at all. Their stats are alright, maybe actually want to buff the 2 to a 3, but I don't know how people would feel about that, so I'll leave them what they are for now. And it kind of reinforces the fact that this would be a strength endurance archetype. So with the Arena Brawler, who is a 2-cost 1/3 Redguard, who has Rally, if this card would buff a combatant in hand, the Rally is doubled to a Rally 2, or if he's got some other way of increasing his Rally originally, so you'd have Rally 2 as it is. If it hits a combatant in hand, it would be a Rally 4, which is insane. This is, again, just trying to reinforce that idea of you should run all combatants in your deck for consistency. And this would be one of those cards that you'd want to get early game. Maybe I'd want to increase the stats. I don't really know with cards like this, as it would be really powerful and buff up other cards. And in decks like this, you'd probably want to run stuff like Training Grounds, which would mean having all the units buffed a bit too much might be really, really scary. So I think I'll just leave it where it is for now. Starting to move up to more expensive cards here. Oh no, not really that much more. The Mohammedan Sword Slinger is a 3-cost 4/3, which when summoned deals 2 damage to whatever you want, either a creature or your opponent. And if it destroys a creature, you can deal an additional 1 damage. I think this is just quite a nice way of dealing a bit of damage when summoned, and kind of really goes with an aggro theme. But there's not really much else to it. I mean, I was considering adding like a Slay ability, where it would do just a further 1 damage, and if that killed something, it would do another 1, but then leave it at that. But I didn't really want to make it too wordy for a 3 cost, so I left it at this. And I think it's nice for just that kind of aggro bit of damage and destroying your opponent's units, as well as having an alright stat block for a free cost. Now, one of the pricier cards is the successful Bloodletter, 6 cost free 7 guard, which if you like directly would take damage, this card takes it instead. So it's a bit like Joffrey, but it's only protecting your face, and as it is quite a high cost for a good amount of health, it would die quite quickly. It's just something to kind of defend you, almost. And it does have a few issues, like how, say, creatures in the other lane just spam attacking you. This card wouldn't be able to attack them back. So that's why people might want to run Lydia over this. But then again, this is a rare over being a legendary. Maybe I think it could attack back, or it could be a bit cheaper. This is just one of those cards where I think it is open to discussion. Okay, so now in our multi-attribute cards, we have the Flawless Gladiator, a 5-cost 4/4 Imperial plus Combatant, which has Summon, Battle a creature, Slay, draw the top creature of your deck and give it 1 extra power. This would obviously be saying, oh, I've just watched a Combatant win. Oh, go him, he's on my team, I feel stronger now. Yeah, it's a weird bit of mumbo-jumbo for the meaning of the effect. But it's just something quite nice to basically remove a unit on your opponent's side of the field and have a bit of draw power, which gets buffed. So I think a card like this is really nice and would work very much with the ones I've designed. And it does have an artwork not from the unused card art of the game, so that's why there is a big old head in a sack on his right hand. Plus he's left-handed, so I've got to respect him there for being a fellow lefty. And finally we have the Grand Champion. Just to one-up the champion of the arena, we have the main Grand Champion, not just of Cyrodiil, but of Tamriel, the 9-cost 4/4 +1/+1, and heal 1 point for each combatant in your discard pile. So this would be him kind of looking back at every single fight he's done and being like, yeah, I'm a boss, I've beaten all these people. And when you play him late game, he'd usually be maybe at least a 10/10 just to plop on the board, and you'd gain about 6 health back. So it's something quite nice, especially if you're on your ropes late game. You could play him, drop and have a massive unit on the board, as well as, you know, heal a lot. It's just one of those cards which I think it'd be nice. It'd obviously need a bit of playing about with. Maybe it might want a keyword instead of all that buffing to attack and health. Who knows? Probably not me. Apologies for that, bub. But yeah, that's going to end the video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas of decks I should make, please. Or not decks, I mean decks for videos or custom cards. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully I'll see you next time and be in a little less of a bad state.